Today, we are talking about how the semester's going, right? We're in the middle of our semester, both as students, right, and
hmm
as instructors. So, how do you feel like everything's going?
I think it's going generally well. I think I find myself getting overwhelmed by like grading, and then I meet with my students one on
Hmm.
one next week. So that's I love meeting with them. It's
Yeah,
just I always try to take their concerns in, and if they're worried, try to like ground them. But
right,
it's
right.
generally going well. It's just like that time where everything I think just gets really overwhelming.
Yeah, because, again, we're mid semester, but it
hmm
seems like November on
hmm
is just, it flies by.
Oh
So
yeah,
everything, there's a
absolutely.
push to get everything done to make sure that we get, accomplish all of our goals, right?
hmm
Yeah, grading is a thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And really for my class right now, we don't have a midterm per se, but we have my classroom is flipped. So students have assignments before class and then after class.
hmm
And so our time during class is really to apply the things that they're learning before class. So they might have like a video of like 5 minutes explaining vocab or grammar. And then they practice that a little bit with some sort of interactive activity. And then in class, we spend a lot of time having conversations and applying
Yeah.
that whatever topic it is. But it's a lot of homework, as you can imagine, right? And
Yeah.
we meet 5 days a week. So it's a lot for students to stay on top of. So I've been thinking about for both, for both sides. For my side as the instructor grading and their side as,
hmm
having all these assignments. Which ones are really the most important and the most beneficial for application in class?
Do you think you'll implement that next semester?
I think I'm going to do it now for like the
Oh, cool.
last, I mean, like, why
Yeah.
not, right? Definitely for next semester, but I'm thinking I have 2 units left, and I'm sure they have other things going on in other classes as well. And I really want them to be able to be successful, you know, during class time. So I'm just going to do it now.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
think,
mean? Like, why not?
no, I think that makes sense, especially it being like middle of the semester, like
Yeah.
taking time to review and see what's going well and what's not going well.
Yeah.
And
So you mentioned that you meet with your students. Is
Mhm.
that just like a mid-semester check-in, or is that aligned with an assignment that you have, or
It's
both?
kind of both. Yeah.
Okay.
So I meet with them to see like how things are going. Just because I find this time of year is just like a hodgepodge of things. Like they have their assignments, but then also like personal things come up.
Right,
So I always
right.
try to make sure that they feel supported and grounded and like they can finish the semester
That's awesome.
successfully. Yeah, and then they have a final assignment where they have to write a research proposal. It's not one they'll actually conduct, like they
Hmm.
won't actually do that study, but it's just practice of how to write a proposal. And I meet with them to see how that's going because for some of them it's their first time doing that.
Oh,
And
wow.
so yeah, so they're having to navigate like how do I like find a scale to use or what kind of methodology do I use? And some of them like have these really interesting topics, but there
Hmm.
might not be a lot of research
Hmm.
already existing.
Hmm.
So I try to work with them to see what we can do about that too. So yeah, those meetings are important just because it's rare I get to talk to students one on one
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's awesome.
hmm
And that assignment sounds very like low stakes too, where they're able to, develop something, but it's not like it has to be perfect, that they're
hmm
actually going to implement that design or that project. So that's really
Yeah,
cool.
they do it in bits. So they do like the first part and then turn it
Hmm.
in, the second
Hmm.
part turn it in, and then
Hmm.
the last part they combine everything. So they
Hmm.
get the opportunity to get feedback. So I hope it's gentle. It might not feel gentle if it's like your first time doing
Right,
it. It's
right.
overwhelming, but I think what also helps is that like I was in their place
Hmm.
a few years ago, like
Hmm.
in the same program. So I always just tell them like, yeah, like I know it feels kind of weird, but
Hmm.
you can definitely push through it.
I think that's really awesome when you're able to reflect on your experience as a student
Mm-hmm.
and bring that into the classroom as an instructor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you didn't take the same class that you're teaching,
Mm-hmm.
but just to remember, like, wow, during this time, it's chaotic for everybody.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
maybe they've never, I remember when I had to write a research proposal or I had to write my first essay in college and I had no idea what I was doing. I was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the situation was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's good to check in and to have that moment to, talk to them and then reflect on how you were as a student and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, just makes you more approachable.
totally.
Yeah.
That's awesome.